You know, I'm just gonna start recording and then I'm gonna keep playing the same shit over and over again until it sounds good. So we're gonna fucking see. You can pick through. You can pick through. I'm gonna hate the whole fucking thing. I just wanna let you know. Hello and happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope everybody's been good. I'm getting back on a regular schedule. I'm getting back into the groove of things because I started doing like online classes and then my schedule got all fucked up and then I was late and I was missing episodes. So I'm working on getting better with that and not doing that thing where I miss episodes and I slow down because I'm not one that slows down. You know? I'm not one that does that. I hope everybody has been doing well. Today, I want to talk about something that might seem or feel a little bit empowering. And I want to preface this episode by saying that this is for everybody. This is not meant to be solely a female empowerment audio podcast, and it's not meant to be a male empowerment episode, audio podcast episode thing. Okay? This is meant for everybody. Okay? This is meant for everybody that is going through relationship issues right now. This is for everybody that is going through relationship issues right now. This is what I feel a lot of people forget to hear. Now, you can be soft or masculine or whatever, right? Without being toxic. Okay? So that's the only rule that we're here. You know, when you come to a situation, you come to it with maturity, you come to it with class, and you come to it with a cool head. So that means not flipping out on somebody. That means not slashing tires. That means not hitting somebody. That means not throwing something at somebody. That means not cursing at somebody. Okay? And I am guilty of cursing like hell up when I've gotten mad at people. I'm just like, fuck you, fuck this, fuck that, fuck everything that you stand for, and, you know, insert a couple of insults in there, and boom, shakalaka. And then you get, you know, a toxic cycle that tends to repeat itself and gets more and more shitty the more you go through it. And, you know, honestly, it's not a good cycle to be in, right? I'll be honest with you. It's not a good cycle to be in, and it's really shitty, especially if you've been stuck in it for a few years, and especially if you're an adult. You know, it gets old and it gets played. So what I want to talk to you about today, now that I've gave all of my my preamble, I gave all of the pre's to this episode. I'm gonna start. What I wanted to talk to you guys today about is having somebody come to you correct. All right. What does it mean when somebody says you need to come to me correctly? You need to come to me right. And I feel like some people may not know what that means, so I'm going to break that down. When you have somebody come correct to you, that means them coming to you with the best intentions, the most respect, and the most love. Coming to you correctly, meaning coming to you in the form that you deserve. Okay? And a lot of us forget that we need to enforce people coming to us correctly. And that doesn't come with threatening. That doesn't come with bait and switching. And that does not come with any of the other toxic shit that we are taught by media and all this other shit to get what you want. Manipulation, right? This does not come with any of that. Enforcing when somebody comes correct to you means you are in no way rewarding bad behavior. There's no positive reinforcement for somebody that is coming to you incorrectly. That means in the form of attention. That means in the form of a paragraph or a 3-hour conversation. Coming to you correct. Okay? When we enforce somebody coming to us correctly, we ourselves are enforcing the fact that you cannot disrespect us as we are. Okay? When it comes to relationships, people, we have to start with a strong foundation. Okay? A strong foundation. And this foundation is going to look different for every person, but it's not going to change how solid it is, right? That means not accepting poor treatment from somebody or abusive treatment from somebody. That does not mean accepting somebody treating you as an option or an insurance plan, people. And all of us, and I mean all of us, have at one point been on the giving end of coming to somebody incorrectly. Sometimes they cut us off. Sometimes they let us they let us act a fool, right? And every time they do that, we feel more inclined to continue disrespecting that person. Because there's no consequence, because there's no anything to go along with it. Most people, I want to say most people, because yeah, everybody has a shot at love, and at one point you might have been the one to abuse somebody's emotions. Okay? How do we begin to empathize with a situation? How do we begin to understand how somebody might feel in a certain situation, right? As somebody that has been on both ends of the spectrum, and I've told you guys this before, I have been on the end of chasing. I have been on the end of running away. I have been on the end of begging, and I have been on the end of being begged. And there's, like all things, a balance. You can't have more than one or the other. There is a balance in things. And if you can find a balance within yourself, you can find a balance within a person. That's all you need. Fuckers, that's all you need is a balance. Understanding and reinforcing that if it's not a hell yeah, it's most likely a hell no, and you should move forward with honesty and respect. It's not working, thank you, though. Right? Being honest with what it is you want. Being honest with who it is you want. Listen, we go through our lives feeling bad for what it is we want, for who it is we want. And it doesn't help us get any closer to what it is we want. It doesn't help us get what we want. You can't feel bad about what it is you want. And if you look at anybody that has what they want or what they wanted, you see that they do not feel guilty for having it or pursuing it or grasping it. There is no remorse. There is no pity for making themselves happy. Now, you can't compare yourself to others and the way that they get things because, like I said, it's not, it's the journey in which you get there, right? You don't want to get something in a shitty way because then it's most likely going to be a shitty outcome long term. But when you work towards building the foundation of strength within yourself, you get to a healthy place. Okay, you get to a place that's functional. You get to a place that's healthy. I talk about this all the time when I talk about our attachment styles and how, yes, we can change our attachment styles. We forget that is, you might have an anxious attachment style. You might have an avoidant attachment style. You could have any combination of the attachment styles. But if they're negative, you can move towards a positive attachment style, to a healthy attachment style. It takes work and it's difficult, but you can get there. Now, nobody's going to take you there, right? This is a journey that you have to take yourself, but it's achievable. It's not impossible. It's achievable. Only you can take yourself to these places, guys. Only you can take yourself to these places of success. Only you can take yourself to these places of happiness. There is only you that can take you to the journey of where you'd like to go. You know, and just like women and men, people, no one is going to save us. That sounds negative. And I don't mean it in a negative context. Because even when we feel like somebody is saving us, it's really us that pull ourselves out of the dirt. And that person is kind of just like sitting there as an emotional support person. Like, yeah, you got this. They didn't really actually do anything apart from provided emotional support. At the end of the day, you were the one that had to decide that you were going to get up and move forward, that you were going to get up and achieve this thing. The motivation is within you to either achieve these things or to not achieve these things. And you have to understand what is the alternative. You could not and then be unhappy, or you could and be happy. So you have to decide which is better for you. And this sounds cold. I realize this might sound cold, but you have to decide how you're going to pull yourself out and just go for it and try, because, you know, what are you going to do? Just give up? Stop? Not do it? Right? When you hone in and achieve these things for yourself, and you enforce positive boundaries, and you enforce making people come correct to you, not allowing negative behavior, not allowing disrespectful behavior, right? You get what you want when you work to achieve these things within yourself. It's not an easy journey all the time. And there's a lot of, you know, hiccups along the way, but you can get there through hard work and determination. Because listen, I've said this many times before. I have, like most people, a lot of reasons to be a terrible fucking human to everybody around me, including myself. I have a ton of reasons. I can just pick one out of a fucking hat. Most of us do. But it's not what happens to you, it's what you do with it. It's what you do with it afterwards. It's not what happens to you, it's what you do with it. How you let it affect you, right, is up to you. What you do after is what matters, not what happens to you. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I am a saint. There's a lot of people that would definitely laugh if I said that. It's a laughable statement. I am not a saint. I am not perfect. I've made plenty of flaws, and you know, I have plenty of flaws, and I've made plenty of mistakes in my life to categorize me in some people's eyes as a monster and as a terrible human being. But there's also a lot of relationships in my life that have flourished because I did the work within myself to try to get there. If I make amends with the people that I hurt, right, or the people that I wasn't the best with, and they accept that, and they forgive me, or they don't, right, it's neither here nor there, because at the end of the day, I'd be doing that for me, not really for them. And there have been people that I've made amends with, and, you know, we're good now, right? But what I mean to say with this is that none of us are perfect. We're going to make a lot of mistakes, or what feels like mistakes, because I really don't believe in mistakes. I believe in, you know, character development. I think that things don't really happen by accident. I think that we are exposed to certain happenings for a reason, to help us grow, to help us flourish, to help us hurt, to help us feel. And when we enforce how we want somebody to treat us, when we don't accept anything less, things start to improve. Sometimes they can get worse before they get better because it feels really fucking lonely. But there's improvement. And it's through hard work, and it's through grit, and there's a lot of fucking suffering in between. But it's worth it. It's worth putting in the work to make sure that you heal your unhealthy attachment styles. It's worth it to put in the work to only keep those that love and respect you in your life and to not accept anything less. It is worth doing that work, man or woman, heterosexual or not heterosexual. It is important to do the fucking work. Because the alternative is what? Giving up. Sure, you could give up. That's always an option. There's never not an option. But would you be satisfied with that? And you can decide what that answer is. I can't tell you. I can tell you that I wasn't satisfied with it. And there was plenty of times that I wanted to give up. And I didn't. Because it just didn't feel like it sat right with me. It didn't feel like it was going to sit right with me. It didn't feel like something that I wanted to do. Understand the power that we have as individuals within ourselves to get the things that we want out of life. We have that ability. We have that power to get those things. People. We have that ability. It just takes some work. It takes some fine tuning. It takes some falling. It takes some getting up. It takes some dusting. It takes some bandaging. It takes some of this and some of that, a pinch of this, a shake of that. It's trial and error, and it's going to be very much up to the individual and their personal struggles. It's not going to be a one-size-fits-all, and it's not going to be a straight line. But you can do it. You can do it. I mean, you can do it. But you got to believe in yourself. You know? Yeah, that's all I got. That was a little bit aggressive. I'm not going to apologize because it came out of my soul like flames. I was like, I got to get this message out to people. You know? If you guys believe in the whole horoscope and the moon and the stars and the full moon and Aries and all that shit, maybe it's coming from there. I'm not sure. All I know is that I feel like this message needed to come out in the fiery way in which it came out. So, I am there to deliver it to you, you know, in a semi-wrapped package. I mean, I don't wrap well, fun fact. I'm a terrible gift wrapper. I mean, I could get it wrapped. It's just going to take a lot of wasted paper. So I prefer to just put it in a gift bag or give people money because I can't wrap well. I feel like it looks insincere. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys next week. Have a great rest of your week, I guess, right? Yeah. All right. I love you guys. Bye-bye now.